We are about to do a extremely bullish deep dive on both XRP and XLM. I've got clips here that no one else is talking about. I'm about to share them with you all. All I ask is if you like talking XRP, XLM, digital assets, and getting these updates, you know what to do. Drop an X in the comments section, click the like button, and share the video. Let others know what is truly happening in this digital revolution. Now, first, I want to start right here. We've got Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse saying, "We'll be taking the stage along CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham, who we know is also working with Stellar. We also know Stellar is an advisor for the CFTC. This is on Tuesday at 4:20 p.m. CET in Davos. Crypto at a crossroads, future proofing digital assets." He says LFG 2024 is going to be big. Again, Stellar working with the CFTC. Now, recently in a video, we talked about what both bull runners and Crypto Hulk pointed out in terms of Ripple working directly with the U.S. government, the federal government. We know that looking at the application, it directly says we are a federal contractor or subcontractor, and they are talking about the U.S. government. Right here is a picture at the second day of the World Economic Forum in Davos. Join important session under leadership President Zelensky with foreign companies, investors, and government representatives. Talked about investing in Ukraine and prioritizing innovations. They've tagged JP Morgan. They've tagged this lady, Special Representative Penn, who I'm about to talk to you about, who is the U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine's economic recovery. And this just happens to be the Vice Prime Minister for Innovations, Development of Education, Science, and Technologies. This is the Minister of Digital Transformation in Ukraine. Moving on, there's the Special Representative Penn, U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine's recovery, talking to this gentleman. I'm not even going to try to say that name in fear that I'll butcher it, but remember, this is the Minister of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, who said back in January 17th, 2023, that he would like to take his salary in CBDC, ran on none other than the Stellar blockchain. He is directly quoted as saying, "That will see Ukraine having the best crypto asset jurisdiction in the world, a complex, comprehensive approach to legalization of all digital assets." I've been talking, and I'm going to show you something here in a little bit about how CBDCs will go live in Ukraine this year, in my personal opinion, and they will all be ran on the Stellar blockchain. Now, a lot of people don't know about this little gem here. This is cryptocurrency and central bank digital currency. With Danielle Dixon, the CEO of Stellar Development Foundation, and this gentleman right here is Jim Cunha. You take a look at speakers. Jim Cunha is the Senior Vice President of Secure Payments and FinTech, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, and the head of U.S. Federal Reserve CBDC project at MIT, talking very friendly with Danielle Dixon. This was over 2-3 years ago. And we know they have been working directly with each other. Again, Ukraine Bank finds Stellar blockchain brings key advantages. This has already been written. They're going to be utilizing the Stellar blockchain. In the Ukraine war, Stellar Aid Assist is using crypto to give mass aid, and they're using the Stellar blockchain. Listen here.
Think about the work that we've done, the work that we've always done, but really highlighting it this year, because I just feel like this network and all of those who are building on it are really taking off this year. So it's pretty great to see.
You and I were speaking at Davos this year in January, and we were talking a lot about Stellar Aid and Stellar Assist and all of the stuff that you guys are doing to bring speed, efficiency, the opportunity to help areas in need quickly. Just walking around, it seems like that's what almost everyone here is working on. Yeah. And so could you just tell a little bit more about how that's going, what you're excited about as you sort of evolve that and mature that program?
Yeah, so the greatest thing is that the UNHCR is now sending aid every week into Ukraine, and we actually don't even have to be contacted or involved in it, which is pretty remarkable. They're obviously using the Vibrant Aid Assist wallet, so that is something that we've launched, but other than that, we're not involved in that process because they're actually hosting the Stellar disbursement platform themselves. They're doing it all on their side. That's exactly what you want to see, is you want to see the ecosystem. really take hold of the tools and do it themselves.
So at this point, we've confirmed 3 things. A, they're working with the United States. B, they're working with Ukraine. And C, they are working with the entire United Nations. Moving on, we've got Slate, my partner. I've had many close conversations with the CEO here. If you haven't already checked him out, give him a follow on Twitter, X. Check out their token as well. But this gentleman is Ukrainian. He has a team that's Ukrainian. He works very closely with the Stellar Development Foundation. In fact, this is the only social network actually built on the Stellar blockchain. And so with that, I've gotten some tidbits from what's about to happen from him as well. And then last, I want to leave you with this extremely bullish statement coming out of Brad Garlinghouse over in Davos. We're going to be covering this extremely close, so make sure you have those notification bells on. Click the like button if you like XRP and XLM content, and subscribe if you haven't already.
I'm very optimistic about the crypto market in 2024 because of those things around putting compliance first. Right. Making sure we focused on solving real problems for customers and not just the speculative cycle. I think we'll put the whole industry in a really good trajectory. So, we have been cash flow positive the last couple of years. That has been a unique place in the market and allowed us to invest not only in the core of Ripple, but also in acquisitions. And even, recently we've now repurchased over $1 billion of stock from our shareholders. That's quite frankly because it is not an immediate term priority to go public. In the United States, trying to go public with a very hostile regulator that has to approve your S1, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me. Coinbase obviously had their S1 approved, and now the SEC is suing them for doing things that was outlined in their S1. Now, as I mentioned, there's a hearing tomorrow in the U.S. about some of that, but I think it's indicative of why would we want to subject ourselves to an SEC that is openly hostile to this industry?
Sort of parked to the side at this point?
Yeah,
or are you looking elsewhere, outside the U.S. for a listing?
Yes to all of those. I don't think about an IPO as an exit. I think about an IPO as a step in the journey. But honestly, a lot of people go public because they need to raise capital.
Yeah.
Ripple's not really in a place where we need to raise capital. And so it is not a short-term priority. We're obviously keeping that option open, and we'll evaluate it as time continues. And we'll evaluate it again as we have new regulators sitting at the United States SEC.
And I guess some of it's market dependent as well. Last year was an interesting space in the tech world more broadly. There were a lot of secondaries, buybacks, but very few IPOs. The market wasn't obviously very great for them. So I guess it's also how the broader markets play out as well.
For sure, that's part of it, and not just the public markets, but also the crypto markets. Yeah. And I think Coinbase's stock is in a much stronger position now than it was a year ago, but obviously well off its highs from 3 years ago when it went public. So it's just not a huge priority. We have a lot of capital, very strong balance sheet. We can continue to play offense through an acquisition point of view, invest in the business. As we started this conversation, I'm very optimistic about the crypto market in 2024.